All right, let's talk about reflexive verbs and the passé composé. I'll give you a few basics on the passé composé. If you need more information on it, you'll have to watch another video because I just assume that you already know what we're doing and already know how to use the passé composé. This is just a quick review. The passé composé has two parts, the auxiliary verb and the past participle. I always like to think that passé could be the auxiliary verb and composé could be the past participle. It takes two words to say passé composé and it takes two words to create it. So any way you can remember it is good. The auxiliary verb is avoir or être. The auxiliary verb is also the conjugated verb because avoir and être are both conjugated. The past participle, the second part, isn't conjugated. How about this one, however, is definitely conjugated. It's just a regular conjugation of j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, or je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont. The past participle is either an ER, IR, or RE verb that's been changed. Remember the ER drops off and you have the E with the accent, IR drops off, you have the I, and then RE drops off and it's replaced with a U. And of course, irregular verbs are an entirely different thing. A really quick reflexives review. Reflexives are something you do to yourself or someone does to himself or herself. I wash myself, he wakes himself up. These are examples of reflexives. If I wash the baby, that is not reflexive because it's me doing something to someone else. I'm the subject and I'm acting on someone or something and that's my object. However, if I wash myself, I'm the subject and the object, so that's reflexive. Same thing for this guy. If he wakes himself up, he's a subject and object. He's doing something to himself, so it's reflexive. However, if he wakes someone else up, then it's no longer reflexive. They are indicated by a pronoun, and these pronouns are me, te, ce, nous, vous, and ce. So, je me lave, tu te laves, il se lave, nous nous lavons, vous vous lavez, il se lave. All right, now watch the vowels. You know that in French, the French don't like to have vowels together because it makes you hesitate when you pronounce the words. So what they do is they drop off a vowel and put the apostrophe, and this is no different. All right, so, and of course, H's are treated the same way. So remember to be careful not to let the me, te, or se touch another vowel or H without getting rid of the E. So, je m'habille. Tu t'habilles, elle s'habille, il s'habille. Now, if you did not have that apostrophe and had the me, it would be je me habille, tu te habilles, elle se habille, il se habille. And it's really kind of, you hear that pause and that's not pretty and they don't like it. So, je m'habille, tu t'habilles, elle s'habille, il s'habille. It becomes part of it almost becomes like one word. Now, the reflexives in the passé composé, I'm not going to tell you it's the easiest thing in the world, but there are a couple of basics, and once you get it, it's easy, and we have some practice at the end as well. Always make sure you have the two parts of the passé composé. Remember, there's going to be that first part, the auxiliary, and the second part, the past participle. Always use être as the auxiliary verb. There are no exceptions to this. When you have reflexives, être has to be your auxiliary verb. Okay, avoir doesn't exist anymore for you. Always make sure the pronoun me, te, ce, nous, vous, ce is before the auxiliary verb. All right, when we get to the negatives, you're going to see as long as you keep that pronoun before the verb, you're going to be good. So, for instance, je me suis réveillé, tu t'es réveillé, il s'est réveillé, and you'll notice, excuse me, that you have your être verb here, and you have the pronoun in front of the être verb. And here you have the pronoun, the être verb, and of course that E drops off of te like it does with se because there are two vowels there together. All right, remember, être verbs agree. That means that you add an E to the feminine and you add an S to the plural. You add this to your past participle. All right, so je me suis lavé, the first one is male, and je me suis lavé, the second one with the extra E would be female. Of course, you wouldn't have the parentheses there. Tu t'es lavé, the first one is male. Tu t'es lavé with an extra E is female. You notice there's absolutely no difference in pronunciation, but we have to have that there in writing. Il s'est lavé, elle s'est lavée, and then on the plural side, ils se sont lavés, elles se sont lavées. Never, ever, ever change, because il is always il and elle is always elle. So for the il, you always have to have, you have no agreement unless it's plural, there's an S. For the L, you always have E, and you always have the ES. All right? The new is going to change perhaps every once in a while, because if you have just guys or guys and girls together, you don't need this extra E, but you have to have the S. If you have an all-girl group, then you have the E and the S. And then vous is even a little bit more complicated. Remember that vous can be used for one person to be polite, in which case you do not need either one of these. But if vous is used for plural, then you have to have at least the S. And if it's used for feminine plural, if I'm talking to two women, then you have to have the ES. All right, I know it's a lot to remember, but you'll get used to it. You'll do more practice. One exception, well, not really. It's more of a rule. So you'll be glad to hear that because it doesn't change. When using a body part, even if you're washing your own body part, use le, la, or les rather than mon, ma, or mes. When using a body part, don't agree. Elle s'est lavé le visage. Even though she's female and she's washing herself, but she's washing herself the face. So there's no agreement because she's not washing herself, she's washing her face. Nous nous sommes brossé les dents. We're not brushing ourselves, we're brushing the teeth. No agreement. All right, let's practice. Je me lave le visage. Stop the video if you need to and try and figure out how I can put this into the passé composé. Je me suis lavé le visage. Elle se réveille. Stop the video if you need to. Elle s'est réveillée. Nous nous regardons. Nous nous sommes regardés. Ils se dépêchent. Ils se sont dépêchés. One final note is on negatives. You always just put the ne pas or ne jamais or ne plus or whatever negative around the pronoun, the conjugated verb, just like normal. Je ne me suis pas lavé. Il ne s'est pas dépêché. Notice the ne here is before the pronoun and pause after that conjugated verb. Ne before the pronoun, pas after the conjugated verb. All right, let's practice. Elle s'est lavé le visage. Let's put this in the negative and stop the video if you need to. Elle ne s'est pas lavé le visage. Ils se sont regardés. Ils ne se sont pas regardés. Vous vous êtes dépêché. Vous ne vous êtes pas dépêché. I hope this helps.